Question 624. Are you okay with working alongside androids? What issues do you think it will lead to for you? And what if the robots were armed?
I would hope they have arms so they can do their work.
Nice.
I'm not a fan of androids myself. Just because I don't like
having weaponry? No, I'm not cool with that.
Well, they have arms.
Of course,
so
I'm
you
not
don't have to
cool
worry
with
about the
half the
touchscreens.
humans having weapons, so they're scary, psycho fuckers.
Automatons. What did you say, Badger?
I said I'm not so much a fan of Android myself because I don't like touchscreens.
Oh.
I heard that. Oh.
Well, they're armed, so they can do it themselves. So you don't need to do that.
What kind of androids are we talking about here?
Well, what do you mean, what kind of androids? It's vaguely human-shaped automatons that will work alongside us.
Are we talking like Data?
Yes. Although, probably not quite so...
Oh!
Nope, you said yes. Nope, not adding to it.
I'm not. I'm trying to give a description. The point is there is like what 7 seasons where Data is trying to explore his humanity. We're not talking about that level of there's a word of self-discovery.
What about the ones in the Alien films?
No, even then I'd say that's probably a bit much. But you're getting closer.
I wouldn't mind being murdered in my sleep by the one from the Alien films.
The one from the Alien films was good.
Not in the first one.
No, he wasn't, was he? Fair enough.
We went from working alongside to
murder.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
But also, they didn't know he was an android.
No.
Till after they knocked his head off.
Julie says, yes, I'm cool with androids. They're likely better than a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
James says, don't mind at all. Depending on what the arms are for, it might lead to absolutely nothing or maybe a date.
Interesting.
I'm okay with it.
Maybe there's
because it's less drama.
I imagine there would be attachments. I mean, I can't imagine us making an android, an actual android, right, that it doesn't at least have threaded parts on its body.
It would make a workplace affair very interesting.
I mean, threaded. I mean, so that you could easily attach things on and off.
Oh, like screw threads. Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
So what you're saying is you'd be constantly screwing your android.
Every single day.
Are you saying
that would lead to chafing, I guess, in terms of the what issues you think it would lead to? I guess.
No, I don't reckon.
No. Yeah. Metal.
If it's screw thread, it does not look comfortable.
No, the screw thread never does.
If it
How
comes
do you...
with...
Go on.
If it comes with attachments, does it come with a self-contained sanitizing system?
Yeah.
We don't want to spread STDs here.
Well, no, it doesn't come with a self-contained system, but it would certainly have it.
It comes with a spray bottle of disinfectant.
Yes.
The most important
and
question,
it would be able to clean
is it
itself.
for your pleasure?
I need weapon sanitizer.
Yeah.
It's like hand sanitizer, but different.
Yes.
But is it ribbed for your pleasure, though?
Well, that depends on the attachment you attach. And how the hell did it... Wait a
every way.
Excuse me. This isn't in the smutty section of questions. This was in the serious set of questions.
It's all smut. All smut.
But it can be.
But I have a question. Okay.
Go on.
You say working alongside, so you mean actually job working? And if so, is it the job that you have now?
It's potentially whatever job.
It's too fucking vague, yo.
All right, the job you've got now, but you wouldn't have it. You'd have a. How can I say this? Given that you can work from home, would any robot that we could program to do your job not? Why would it need a body? Given what I know, I don't know everything you do. But do you get what I'm saying there?
Yeah, no. I pretty much type. I write papers and I type numbers into a program.
My point is, you wouldn't have a robot doing that because they can do that better. If they are at that level of intelligence, then typing is just slowing them down. So it would have to be a job at this point where there is physical dexterity required. You know? Okay. Then we just go with serving at McDonald's.
If I have to work at McDonald's, can someone just shoot me in the head, please?
Well, you asked one of the robots to.
There you go. But I'm fine with it because the robot will shoot me. And it's armed, so I'm good with being armed.
How are the robots going to spit in the hamburgers, though?
That's a very good question.
Lube. I already work. Nerdy says I already work alongside androids.
I mean, you know, I don't want to encourage that sort of behaviour, but hey, it is McDonald's. It improved the fucking flavour.
Probably.
Might make it healthier too.
Linda says yes, androids are cool. Sammy says nerdy, future fiction. Dave screws robots.
Doesn't Dave already screw robots? Oh, sorry, no.
I was gonna say, depending on which partner you're talking about, I've screwed a few robots.
Haven't we all?
Julie says, Critical Cripple, you have put the android question directly after the sex toy question. You have no one to blame but yourself.
Yeah, I kind of think...
I tried to put a serious question after a smutty question.
This is a serious question?
This is a serious question!
Okay.
This is a very serious stream, damn it.
It's a very serious show.
Everybody be serious.
Exactly. We're super serial.
Now,
serious.
Quickly.
Can it be like Crichton from Red Dwarf?
Oh
Yes.
my fucking god, shut the fuck up. None of the Americans know what you're talking about.
Crichton was on the American. I watched the thingy one. He had the same Crichton. Robert Llewellyn was the Crichton.
Yep.
You have no excuse for not seeing the American one. I mean, it was fucking awful, but...
Well, I think that's enough of an excuse that it was awful enough that nobody's heard of it, so...
I didn't watch the American one, but I did watch the original.
Isn't it good? Eh?
Yes, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, there you go.
So no one would really have a problem
with
with
it.
I've got no problem with it.
Sorry.
I think it would depend entirely on whether they were internet connected.
I would imagine so.
Then I would have a problem working with them.
Why?
Because for the same reason I have a problem with things like Siri.
You have a problem with Siri?
Yes.
Why?
Listening to me.
Siri, you know how many times I've called Siri a cunt? She doesn't like that very much. But yeah.
I don't have
Okay,
Siri,
Google.
but I have an Amazon Echo and I insult it constantly.
You're a cunt.
I'll say Alexa doesn't seem to mind.
Sorry.
Yeah, Alexa, you're not as much of a cunt as Siri, though. No.
Did you hear that?
I've also called Siri Alexa.
Wait. What does Siri say?
Ignores it.
What does Siri
She
say?
just ignores it.
No, when you call her a cunt.
Oh, something about
Alexa says she doesn't understand that.
Right,
Yeah,
watch this.
no,
wait there. Okay, Google.
Not.
You're a cunt.
Like ignoring the language or something. Hold on.
Oh, she came back before and said sorry.
You've hurt her feelings.
I have. She's not talking to me now.
See, I'm
She said I won't respond to that.
I'm of the opinion. I'm of the opinion that if your device can't do something without being connected to the internet, unless that's what it's for, you know, let's take something like translation, for example. If it can't do it without being connected to the internet, it can't do it. It's just the internet that can do it.
I think you are I think you are underestimating the computing power required to do a lot of the things that we've got now. And I think you're right, lots of things can't do those things now. Because they require more computing resources than we've got. I mean, it's the thing that's stopping us... Right now, the thing that is stopping us having self-driving cars is the amount of power that is required to drive the computers required to drive the car.
Yeah, see, I like all my stuff to be local rather than cloud. So
see, the problem is I completely agree with that sentiment. But that's not an option now.
Yeah, I wouldn't want an Android that was constantly internet connected because I would have privacy concerns.
And yet you have people that are constantly internet connected.
Yes, and I have privacy concerns.
Well, even with not having people internet connected, you always have people that are in workplaces that are going to snitch on you.
Yep. I'm actually going to run back to the chat quickly. Julie says, a robot couldn't by definition do my job because my job requires writing to a human audience. I don't see why it couldn't do that job. They are the jobs. They reckon that the creative writing for large audiences is going to be one of the next level of jobs to go. And that includes coding, which worries me. Sammy says, depends on if the androids look weird. If they are creepy, then no. I mean, how many of you object to working alongside your Rumba?
What?
I'm gonna say, given some of my work colleagues, I think the androids would be fucking preferable.
See, that's part of my answer.
There'd be less drama, and they do their fucking job.
Exactly,
so,
but
amen
also,
to that, brother.
my job requires
Jesus.
empathy, unfortunately, and I had to learn that from my work. But my work requires empathy, so an android probably wouldn't be able to give that all that well.
The problem is I think the people that are employing you don't want you to have empathy.
They want us to pretend like we have empathy.
I was gonna say you work for insurance. That surprises me, but
Yeah, they want the pretense. People want to feel like they're being taken care of.
Yeah, my
Companies don't want you to take care of them. They just want people to feel like it.
No.
Yes, my work wants us to be like very apologetic and very sweet. Unless they're calling from New York, because apparently New Yorkers don't like being apologized to. So we have actually gotten a little notice that says, "Do not apologize to New Yorkers for this."
that's hilarious.
Yes, it was hilarious.
This'll take
We
you
thought it was
so long,
hilarious.
that's why.
Wait, I have to go back.
Apologize to New Yorkers.
Never, apparently. You gotta shout at them.
They don't like to be apologized to. They don't want the
What call it?
bullshit. So basically, we called it like the sorry not sorry memo, because it was basically it's like, we're sorry for what we're doing, but you can't apologize to them for it because they don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah. And I always thought they were such a friendly bunch.
They're interesting.
Well, how have you not heard of Arumba?
Well, it depends on if you're talking about New York City or upstate New York.
Have I got the name wrong?
It's two different
Yeah,
crowds there.
Exactly.
What
They're
am
also
I?
usually the ones that
Like
comment on
ups-
the accent the most.
Well, I'm from
I've got-
Utica, and I've never heard anyone use the phrase steamed
Well-
hams.
Fuck, Badger.
What the hell was that? That was random.
That's a
That's
a
Utica.
classic
That's
old-
an Albany expression.
It is. Right, Ike says, I would love to work with the other Crichton, the John type, which means Moya, which means DRDs, which are armed by default. The new
Interesting.
one. There you go.
Wait, who hasn't heard of a Roomba?
What? That people were surprised when I said it.
You mean like the little vacuum thing, like Nani said, right?
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
they're adorable.
I didn't know.
But I'm weird. I find weird stuff adorable.
Oh, Roomba, that's what you were saying. What the fuck you were saying? Okay, gotcha.
I said
Thank you,
Roomba.
man, as long as it wasn't just me.
Yeah. Okay.
I was
I thought
like,
I was going mad. You didn't know what they were.
that's something
Do they
in the
call them?
UK that some weird word that means something.
Well, it's like we call a Hoover a Hoover.
That's
Yeah,
like
a Hoover.
the new Mandela effect. There's the people that have heard of Roomba, and there's the people that haven't heard of Roomba.
I've had to yell at Matt Big for that because he's like, all right, I'm going to go Hoover. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because in America, that can oftentimes mean, give a blowjob. So it was a little confusing.
I thought that was a Hummer.
It's sad but true.
I've never understood why it's called a blowjob. I mean, surely there's more sucking involved.
Yes, I don't either.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm a lesbian and I say that. Yes, it doesn't even make sense.
That is so true. They call it a blowjob to make it feel like there's some work ethic involved.
I mean, if you call it blowjob, then people are just going to get confused and they'll just start and they'll be going.
Wait. Okay, here's the thing. You make a joke out of that. There are lots of stories of it happening.
Yeah, I've seen people doing that, so...
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's hilarious.
You saw that shit?
Yes.
Well, there you go. Maybe that's where the reference comes from. And then, if you say a lot of the Hoover, because it sucks.
It can be. Well, nerd says the Hoover's a blowjob. It can be.
Maybe there's the
Well,
connection.
in the U.S., what the guys say is she did it like a Hoover.
Exactly.
Or something to that effect. Yes.
But
So
you don't know what a Hoover is.
Yeah. We know what a Hoover is. We just don't call all of them Hoover because there's like 20 different manufacturers.
Yeah. Well, it was mainly Hoover until like Dyson came on the scene. I think in the UK.
Well, that's when they decided to sell all to saturate the entire market by offering free tickets to New York.
That was hilarious.
And everyone in the country then owned at least one Hoover.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then they suddenly realised the economics of that was fucking stupid.
Oh, it's too late now. We're sending the whole country to New York.
Fucking cheaper to buy a vacuum cleaner than it was a fucking ticket to fucking America. And then that guy who flipping stole the van and held it for ransom until they gave him his fucking airplane tickets. It makes Coca-Cola's new Coke thing look somewhat sane in comparison.
Yeah. I mean, do you know who to the American people? Do you know who Ratner's is? Is it Ratner?
I wasn't paying attention. Wait, what?
Jeff, is it Ratner?
Oh, you mean the jeweler?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, we had a jeweler that basically made cheap jewellery across the UK and made an absolute fortune. And he made jewellery and accessory that you would go out and buy like clothes. So you might go out and buy new jewellery every week. It was relatively cheap. It was relatively shit. Everyone knew this.
It wasn't that bad though. Actually.
No, it wasn't awful, but...
Right. But...
Go on.
But because of what he said, people very much got the perception that his stuff was rubbish because he famously said that he sold crap, which led to the perception that Ratner's jewellery was crap, and they went out of business like 2 years later.
Basically destroyed the company by one speech.
I mean, this was an empire. I mean, this was like a business empire, and this wasn't like one. This was like every high street in the UK had a Ratner's, you know.
I wonder if there's a documentary on that. I want to watch that. That sounds interesting.
So you're talking about. That's kind of like Claire's here.
Claire's, but more jewellery based. More would look more like a jewellery store that you would
From
think
what
of
I'm
that
seeing
sell decent
online,
jewellery.
Ratner's is more for adults, while Claire's is for like edgy teenagers.
Yeah.
Edgy?
Right.
No. No.
I don't know about
They
edgy.
think they're
More
edgy.
like
Okay.
No, that's
I'll
not
do
more
that.
like
Never
sheltered
mind.
from a Christian home, has no clue what's going on in the world, and still likes pink and unicorns.
Come on,
That's Claire's.
Actually, my
Tina.
family was against Claire's because Claire's was of Satan. Because they started selling belly rings, so my family told me that I couldn't go in there anymore because that's what's like.
Oh yeah, and tongue
Oh,
rings.
word.
Yeah, they did. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, God damn, I thought teenagers were sad years ago when they thought Hot Topic was fucking controversial. You know, it was like,
I was not
Work
allowed
now.
near. I was not allowed near a Hot Topic either. So
you aren't missing much.
Seraphim was such a good girl.
Fact.
now I'm just a slut. So it's okay. I'm making up for it. We're
Fair
good.
We're good.
You be you.
You shouldn't be so mean to yourself, kitten.
I.
Oh, how adorable.
Aw, kitten. Meow.
Right. Okay.
Feel better.
The last 10 minutes. How exactly does this associate? Does this? How? I don't know how we can attach this back to the topic at hand.
I was wondering when we were going to.
I forgot what the question was
Is
already.
there a topic?
I don't
Yes.
care. Patrick
I
called me
think,
kitten.
Dave, I just think you should move on now.
Well, I would like a conclusion to the question.
What's the
42.
question?
The answer's 42.
Are you okay about working alongside androids? What issues do you think it will lead to for you? And what if the robots were armed?
42.
To answer those three questions, in theory, yes, I'd be fine with it. Privacy concerns, and also, concerns.
You're taking her job.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm not sure about them being armed.
You're not sure about them being armed.
I think-
You're more
I
concerned
think
about
that-
privacy than them being armed.
I think, though, if they were intelligent enough to be considered people, they would have a right to be.
I wouldn't worry about them being armed. I'd be more worried when they got unionised.
Yes.
We are from the Android Union.
No, see,
You're
I
not
don't
screwed
think
with the Android Union.
I don't think it would be good to have an android type more intelligent robot, because if you tried to cut corners, he'd probably tell on you, little bastard,
Yes.
because he's programmed to.
And the point is that
So
they could.
I don't think I would want to.
They could
deal with
organise
that.
on a scale that we couldn't dream of. In terms of collective labour.
Not if they're not internet connected.
They got
He
Wi-Fi.
said they were.
But that'll still be a
They
stoppage
go
of labour, though.
Wi-Fi.
Yes.
But then there'd be that one person that basically, reprogrammed their coworker.
I think the worst thing is I think they'd end up going to war with the human unions. Who will provide the labour?
I think there'd be mutual solidarity there.
Right until one of the groups is willing to work, and one isn't.
I would say no because I'm in the U.S.
That's never
and I'm
left a
pretty sure They'd
conflict.
be like, "Fuck you if you can't work." So we'd be screwed if they do end up taking our jobs. So I'm gonna say no.
Well, that's true. That's
Yes.
true. I mean, that's true. That's true, David. You've got to remember what the bloody traitors and leaders of the electricians' union were in the 80s. Yeah. Fucking Eric Hammond, Clark
Way
traitor.
too hard at that. You fucking nerd. I'm the nerd.
Manda, your answer.
Me?
Yes.
I thought I gave an answer.
Oh, she
Like an hour ago.
She pointed at herself.
I don't even remember. Yeah, I have no problem with it. Oh no, remember I said if you're gonna make me work at McDonald's, then I'm fine with it because I want them to shoot me in the head and they'd be armed.
Yeah.
So, but if it weren't at McDonald's, I'd still, yeah, I'd be fine with it. And in terms of them being armed, sure, why not? Everybody else is in this country, so why not?
Exactly.
Beth,
They wouldn't be racist assholes that would shoot for the wrong reasons.
that depends how they're programmed.
Right.
Well, yeah, but I mean, yeah. The only
Beth?
people that would program them that way would be racist assholes, and they're not smart enough to program the androids.
They are.
That's a
Okay.
good answer. That's true.
Thank you.
Point.
Try again.
IQ, what are you talking about?
And IQ just called you a cheese Nazi, by the way.
No idea what he's talking about.
Right?
Oh, Dave! Yeah.
Yes, Dave, it's the cheese Nazi.
If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.